Hello guys, welcome to GMAT Point. In this video, we'll be discussing about the Indian School of Business, Hyderabad. We'll be discussing in detail about the programs offered, the admission process, the fees and the placements, and all the other key things that you must know before applying to the Indian School of Business. The Indian School of Business is a private B school in India which was established in the year 2001. It has two major campuses in India which are located in Hyderabad and Mohali, and it offers certifications in various postgraduate programs. The Indian School of Business is considered a world-class business school in Asia, and it is also ranked among the top B schools in the world. The founders of the ISB recognized that the rapidly changing business landscape would require young leaders who not only understand the developing economies but who also present a global perspective. So the ISB is committed to creating such leaders through its innovative programs, outstanding faculty and thought leadership. So in this video, we'll look in detail about the key programs offered at ISB and also do a thorough analysis of everything that one must know about the Indian School of Business. So let's get started. Firstly, we'll take a look at the postgraduate programs offered at ISB. The flagship postgraduate program in management is a global MBA equivalent full-time residential program for professionals. The duration of the program is 1 year and the work experience required to apply is 2 to 20 years. And this program is offered at the Hyderabad and the Mohali campuses, along with International Exchange Program. Next, we have the PGP Pro, or the Postgraduate Program in Management for Working Professionals. The program is a global weekend executive MBA equivalent program for future leaders. The duration of the program is 18 months. The minimum work ex needed to apply is 5+ years. The locations of the program are Hyderabad, Delhi, Mumbai and Bengaluru. Next, we have the PGP Max, or Postgraduate Program in Management for Senior Executives. This program is a global executive MBA equivalent program for experienced professionals, senior executives and entrepreneurs. The duration of the program is 15 months. The minimum work experience required is 10 to 25 years. The program is offered at the Hyderabad and the Mohali campuses. Next, moving on to the PGP MFAB, that is the Postgraduate Program in Management for Family Business. Now, this program is a comprehensive general management program for next generation family business owners. The duration of the program is 15 months. The minimum work experience needed is 0 to 5 years. The program is offered at the Hyderabad and the Mohali campuses. Okay, as many candidates are interested in the flagship PGP program, let us take a look at the program in detail. The Postgraduate Program in Management, or PGP, at ISB is one of the top ranked 1-year management programs. And there are 3 ways in which one can gain admission to this flagship postgraduate program in management. And one way is the regular PGP way, that is, this is for individuals with 2+ years of work experience. And the other mode of entry to this program is the early entry option. And this is for individuals with less than 2 years of work experience. And finally, we have the YLP, or the Young Leaders Program. This is for the final year or pre-final year college students. Let's look at each of these in detail. Okay, first let's talk about the first mode of entry to the PGP program, that is individuals with 2+ years of work experience. The eligibility for the candidates who are applying through the PGP way is as follows. The candidates must have a bachelor's degree or equivalent in any discipline, a valid GMAT or GRE score, and at least 24 months of full-time work experience. And also a TOEFL, IELTS or a PTE score only for those candidates whose language of instruction at undergrad was not English. Candidates applying to the program are assessed based on the following 6 factors. So first factor is academics. The applicants must mention their 10th, 12th and graduation scores and also their post-graduation scores if any, and additional certifications in this section. And under the work experience section, candidates must mention their job responsibilities, their initiatives taken and also their achievements. And next, under the awards and activities section, candidates must mention their awards, activities and also their hobbies in the order of importance. And also, most importantly, candidates must also mention a valid GRE or GMAT score. And your GMAT or GRE score is valid for 5 years. And applicants must take the test before submitting their application, and the scores reported must be valid as of the deadline date of the round in which one applies. And you also have to submit an essay where you should reflect on your experiences and also focus on your uniqueness and leadership. And finally, recommendation. So applicants have to provide details of one recommendation, and that person who is recommending can be the reporting manager or previous manager or a senior colleague or current or previous client, a business partner, auditor, etc. So here candidates are advised to go by the quality of the evaluation rather than the seniority of the designation. Okay, once the application is filled, each applicant is evaluated based on the following parameters. they're majorly evaluated on these three parameters: academic credentials, leadership potential, and personal attributes. So here your ability to cope with the rigor of the program through your past academic performance and your performance in the GMAT or GRE is assessed. So your 12th standard scores and your graduation scores and your post-graduation scores, if any, and also your certification scores are considered wherever applicable, along with the overall GMAT or GRE score. However, please remember that no cutoff criteria are applied to either the academic credentials or the GMAT score. And then you're evaluated based on your leadership potential. The applicants are evaluated on the basis of the impact they have made in their past professional or personal life, and this aspect is assessed through the initiatives that the applicant may have taken, the responsibilities handled, and the career progression achieved to date. Also, the recommendation, that is the letters of recommendation, which forms an important part of the application, also helps in gauging the leadership potential in the applicant. And finally, you're also evaluated based on your personal attributes. So the ISB looks for versatile and well-rounded individuals who can contribute to the society in a positive and meaningful ways. That is, people who can bring different perspectives to the class and appreciate different points of view. Also, your extracurricular activities and interests beyond your work life give an insight into your personal qualities. So the school encourages applicants from diverse backgrounds to become part of the postgraduate program in management. So diversity in all forms of life, like work experience, educational background, nationality, among others, is given due consideration. And then the other mode of entry to the PGP program is the early entry option, and this is for the individuals with less than 2 years of work experience. And the early entry option is a deferred admission offer to the ISB PGP program. So candidates with less than 2 years of work experience can apply, and those selected will secure a deferred admission and will be eligible to join the PGP program upon completing at least 24 months of full-time work experience. So firstly, if we look at the eligibility criteria, candidates must have bachelor's degree or equivalent in any discipline, a valid GMAT or GRE score, and less than 24 months of full-time work experience by the time you are applying. And also a TOEFL or IELTS score only if the language of instruction at the undergraduate study levels is not English. And also, upon selection through this early entry option, you will join the PGP program in the year in which you complete 24 months of full-time work experience by the class start date. And please remember that the internships are not considered full-time work experience. And if we look at the selection process for the candidates applying through the early entry option, so as per the information on the official website, the candidates are evaluated on the basis of the impact they have made in their past professional and personal life, and this aspect is assessed through the initiatives that the applicant may have taken, the responsibilities handled, and the career progression achieved. And the one professional evaluation, the recommendations, so this is nothing but your letters of recommendation by your professors or managers, which forms an important part of the application, also helps in gauging the leadership potential of the applicant in a professional setting. So based on these factors, you're evaluated and the selection process will be done. And finally, the other mode of entry is the YLP or the Young Leadership Program. So the students who are in the final year or pre-final year of their graduation can apply through the YLP. So this is a deferred admission option for college students pursuing their bachelor's or master's education. And to apply under the Young Leadership Program for the deferred admission to PGP, the candidates will have to satisfy this criteria. He or she have to be a current college student pursuing a bachelor's degree or equivalent in any discipline, be in the pre-final or final year of graduation or post-graduation, and have no full-time work experience by the time you're applying. And as mentioned, internships are not considered as full-time work experience. And the YLP follows a 3-stage application process, and the requirements vary in each stage. And upon selection through the Young Leaders Program, the candidate will join the PGP program in the year in which he or she completes 20 months of full-time work experience by the class start date. Okay, so if you look at the stage 1 of the application process, here you must fill in your personal details, acads, awards and achievements, write an essay and submit your application. And in the stage 1, no GMAT or GRE test score is required, and the candidates who are shortlisted in stage 1 proceed to the stage 2 of the application process. So you have to fill in your personal details, CADs, awards and achievements, and essay. And once you proceed to the stage 2, here is when you have to provide a valid GMAT or GRE score, and you have to write 2 more essays, provide your evaluator details and submit your application. And your evaluator can be your HOD or professor or your reporting manager during the internship. The candidates shortlisted in the stage 2 proceed to the stage 3 of the application process, and the stage 3 is nothing but the personal interview. Also, as mentioned, once you are accepted to the YLP, you will need to complete 20 months of mandatory work experience. Also, attending the YLP will help you gain insights into management education before you begin the full-time MBA program. Candidates can use the learning weekends to connect with PGP students and also network with the industry leaders. Now, if you look at the cutoff for the program, when it comes to the GMAT, there is no specific cutoff for the GMAT score, and some candidates with a 600 or a 650 plus GMAT score also get admitted to the ISB PGP program. But those are those candidates which have an excellent profile. However, for the candidates with a decent profile, it's always safe to have a GMAT score which is around 700 or 710. And if you look at the fee structure of the postgraduate program in management, the fees is 35 plus lakhs for the entire program, and the applicants are also eligible to apply for the need-based and merit-based scholarships. And also education loans are available through various banks and lenders such as Axis Bank, Bajaj Finance, Bank of Baroda, Bank of India, Canara Bank, HDFC, Indian Bank, SBI, ICICI, and so on. Okay, now if you look at the batch profile of the PGP program at ISB, firstly, if you look at the number of seats, the approximate number of seats in the Hyderabad campus are around 600, and the approximate number of seats in the Mohali campus are around 288. And the percentage of males in the latest batch was 60%, and the percentage of females 40%. Also, if you look at the percentage of engineers in the latest batch, it was 64%, and the percentage of non-engineers was 36%. The students are from diverse backgrounds, and if you look at the age profile of the batch, as we can see, 42% of the batch age ranges between 22 to 26 years, and 48% of the batch's age ranges between 26 and 30 years, and 10% of the batch are above 30 years. And if you look at the work experience of the batch, so a huge 73% of the batch had work experience ranging between 2 to 5 years, and 22% of the batch had work experience between 5 and 8 years, and only 5% of the batch had a work experience above 8 years. Coming to the placements at the Indian School of Business, so the average placement at ISB stands at 28 plus lakh per annum, and this table shows the average placement at ISB for the past few years. So the current average placement stands at 28 plus lakh per annum. In 2020 it was 26.1 lakh per annum. In 2019 the average placement was 24.35 lakh per annum, and in 2018 it was 22.14 lakh per annum, and in 2017 the average placement was 20.90 lakh per annum. And according to the information on the official website, 1504 offers were made, and an average of 1.67 offers were made per student. And the offers were made from these various sectors. So the top industries are consulting, IT, BFSI, e-commerce, and FMCG. Alright, finally now if you look at the admission timeline, so the admission process for the candidates applying through the PGP and the early entry option usually takes place in 3 rounds, and applying in any round does not impact your chances of securing an admission offer. So if you see the cycle 1 or round 1 deadline is usually in mid-September, and the deadline for those who are applying to the PGP admission, the round 1 deadline on September 12, 2021, and the deadline for the cycle 2 applicants is usually in the second week of Jan, and the deadline for the cycle 3 applicants is usually in the first week of March. Also, as mentioned, applying in any of these cycles does not impact your chances of securing an admission offer, but the full tuition fee waivers will be offered only to round 1 applicants. And for the round 2 applicants, up to a 75% of tuition fee waivers will be offered. And when it comes to the early entry option applicants, the advantage of applying in round 1 are full tuition fee waivers will be offered. And for those applying in the subsequent rounds, a lesser percentage of the tuition fee waiver will be offered. And for the YLP program, the admission process for the YLP program is as follows. So it happens in 3 stages. As mentioned, in the stage 1, you have to submit an application form, an essay, and application fees. And in the stage 2, you will be evaluated based on your GRE GMAT score, and then again you have to submit 2 essays. And finally the stage 3 is your interview. And finally the results will be announced, and you will receive an offer letter upon selection. And the stage 1 deadline is usually in the March, and stage 2 deadline is usually in the end of August. And the stage 3, which is the interview, Usually happens between August and November. Also, the application fees range between 5,000 and 7,500 for the first time applicants. And also, apart from this, the candidates are advised to visit the official website for the exact dates of these deadlines for each of the stages and the admission cycles. So these were all the key things to know before applying to the postgraduate program in management at the Indian School of Business. And if you guys are planning to start your GMAT preparation, and if you have any doubts regarding the GMAT preparation, you can post them in the comment section below. We'll be coming up with more such videos for all the GMAT aspirants. Thank you so much.